Hi, everyone. Peter Lisiaga here. Hope you guys are doing great. Welcome to today's Life Mastery Daily Dose. Today, I wanted to come on here and share with you something that came up this morning in one of my mastermind groups. I call them all the meetings that I have, Zoom meetings or live meetings that I have with other very smart people smarter than me and have some insight that I don't have. I'm calling these mastermind meetings, mastermind groups. So, in one of my mastermind meetings this morning, I one of my greatest takeaways was this idea of boredom and redefining boredom. So I wrote in my notes, boredom redefined. And it was with a Nick D this morning on our live this morning. He went on Zoom Live, I think a Facebook Live as well. And I joined live and he was talking and sharing his insight. And while he was sharing, he mentioned boredom, and it just triggered so many ideas in my mind about redefining boredom. So I went and did some research, and I actually, found some great essays and papers and articles written about the power of boredom and taking the time to be alone and go meaningfully deep into the moment when boredom finds you. Okay, so if you're waiting to be brilliant or waiting for brilliance to strike, try getting bored first and embracing boredom. And that's the key takeaway that I had today. So what I want to do is just share a little thing that I saw in a study that I read in a study. I'm just going to read a little bit to you because I think it's important and it was valuable for me. And so I can express this. And by expressing it to you, I'm putting it out there and I could hear myself saying it. So it could give me some more deeper understanding. So it says here, in this study, and there was a study done with people about boredom. It says that, so the people who had gone through a boredom-inducing task, methodically sorting a bowl of beans by color one by one, later performed better on an idea-generating task than peers who first completed an interesting craft activity. Now, the craft activity was to come up with excuses for being late that wouldn't make someone look bad. So anyway, the bored people outperformed the artists both in terms of idea quantity and quality as ranked by objective outsiders who assigned uniqueness scores to each one. And here's why being bored can be a good thing for you, for your mind, your imagination, productivity, and then a little tip on how to do it right. Well, first of all, what came up in it was this idea that boredom sparks creativity. Think about it. When you're bored, you're put in a position where you have to get creative on what to do in that moment. You try this, you try that. Oh my gosh, that's boring. That's boring. That's boring. And so you have to get creative, use your imagination. I'll never forget one time at Donato Karate Center, Master Donato was teaching back in the early days. I've been with Master Donato almost 30 years now. And I remember back in the days, Master Donato was teaching and leading the classes. And one of the kids, if you're a teacher, sometimes you'll have a kid shout out, say, "I'm bored. This is boring." And I remember Master Donato, I just chuckle at it. Master Donato said, "There's no such thing as boring activities, only boring people. Stop being boring." I'll never forget that. And so, boredom, when you're feeling this sensation of boredom, that's an opportunity for you to get creative and to go deep and meaningful and thoughtfully into your heart and your mind to consider ways that you can bring value to that moment. So boredom can become a valuable trigger for you to go deep in your creativity. Another thing that boredom can do is that really give you an opportunity to empower you mentally. So it's great for mental health. So when you see yourself or feel yourself getting bored, that's a moment where you can maybe take a meaningful breath, or maybe close your eyes, and not even close your eyes, just stop, breathe, and just check your mind, check your heart, check how you're feeling, and asking yourself some empowering questions. Okay, so how am I feeling right now? What's my emotional state right now? And just taking that meaningful moment. And so boredom can be become that trigger for you to check your mental state, your mental health, and how to be bored the right way. Again, taking boredom and using it as meaningful moments for you, thoughtful contemplation and breathing. Maybe you can take the moment to get up and walk around and take a nice walk, open up the window, do like I do when I'm in a moment where, I need to stop. I'll get up, I'll open up, I'll look out the window. If it's during the day, I did it this morning several times. The sun was coming in my backyard. I opened up my patio curtains and the sun just beamed on my face. And I took that moment to just take in the sun. And maybe you could do it as stretching, like stretching or rolling your shoulders, something in a moment where you feel like you're bored. And so, hey, maybe next time when you're standing on the grocery line and you're just waiting and it's a tedious moment where there's really nothing to do, don't take out your smartphone. Just breathe and look around and take in your surroundings and notice what the people are doing and enjoy that moment, enjoy that meaningful moment. And you're bound to get bored, but the boredom does not mean that, or does not need to take away from your life, but it could bring value to your life. And if you would only redefine boredom and bring value. All right. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I want to thank Nick D for bringing that thought into my mind this morning. Thank you so much. And thank you to Master Donato for having me chuckle with this idea when someone says, I'm bored. I said, well, he says, yes, that's right. You're boring, but the activity's not boring. So stop being boring. Okay. Anyway, have a great day. That's what I've got for you today. Talk to you next time. Bye.